Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
Just like Disneyland.
Yeah.
So I got something for you. So I don't know what it is this past week.
Mm-hmm.
Has everybody just forgotten how to drive?
I think it was it also. Well, I guess it's the same time everywhere, but like I'm done with the time zone change. What is it? The daylight saving.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the fall one.
No.
It sucks. It double sucks. Okay, so it just nobody complains about the spring one because it just gives you more daylight. But this one, it's like I feel like we get less daylight. 5 o'clock, it's dark. I mean, it's like, what the heck is going on? So I think it has to do with that. I don't know. I get what you're saying.
I mean,
maybe
I
it's
just get
holiday
behind-
shopping. I don't know what it is.
I get behind somebody and they're doing 35 and a 45.
Yeah, they're slow. There's nothing going on. I'm looking around.
And they're in the fast lane. Like, what are you doing? And
it's
then
hard
they're
for me to
swerving.
go around.
Right.
Why don't you just move yourself?
Well, and then you try to go around and then you hit somebody doing slow in the slow lane.
That's 3 turns to get around this person. So are they on their phone? They're just...
I don't know. This one truck today, I literally think it was going to sideswipe me. Because he was going really slow and they're jerking the wheel. And it's just like, what are you doing?
I've seen on my commute days to work, especially in the Frisco area, where that's like a good chunk of my drive is just getting out
right
tollway. And so, you know, between like Maine and Sam Rayburn, it's just gridlock, right?
Right.
So I'm sitting there, I'm looking, but there's people that are like driving and they've got the phone like sideways, one hand, and they're just like driving like this. I'm like, he's watching Netflix, dude. He's watching the movie.
Should be watching Dog and Scoop.
Yeah, I mean, but it's got it all sideways, not even up. Like, it's not like directions. It's like sideways. It's like the gun, you know, like boom, kill shot. Gangster style. Like,
right.
He's got it like this. So I don't know. Like, I think the phones, they have settings on there that automatically go to do not disturb. If you have it with Apple Car,
yeah,
they do have some kind of restrictions where like
you can tell it to
not allow you,
not texting, not But
I think people, I want to know what I want to be charged of, you know. Yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm not paying attention to what I need to be paying attention.
I don't want nobody telling me what to do. It's for your own safety. Let me be the judge of that. Over. So, yeah, I do see some
I just don't
decent
like
accidents
even
too.
here. I was
you didn't drive in California, but you felt the gridlock?
No, actually, the traffic was beautiful.
Mm.
I would have never known unless there's five, 6 lanes on each side of the freeway.
Of course, yeah.
There was a traffic problem.
Yeah.
Of course, you know,
you were in a nice part of Orange County too.
And we did our maneuvering, like we got there at 2:00, so it wasn't really gridlock.
Yeah.
And then we went to Disney early in the morning past rush hour. So
yeah. Was that a weekend Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still was
went there
good.
Saturday. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Nobody.
That's great. So, what do you think about the new Disney? Like, you know, they brought the old CEO back. I think it's all in a good move.
Yeah, he's already making moves. His philosophy, since we're going to go and talk about business, his philosophy is like, if you're responsible for parks, like Josh, I think it's Damaro or whatever his name is, he's like, you run parks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have it for a reason. So,
I mean, their business up to 2020 was primarily driven
off of the Disney Plus. I think that was a huge mistake. And I think you brought it up with the Netflix thing and Universal. I think they should have done the same
so
deal.
They've gone from like primarily parks revenue to like the subscription revenue, which is good, but like you got to make sure that you're kind of diversified.
Leveling out.
Yep.
And for a while, the parks were covering Disney Plus.
Correct.
And I don't know if Disney Plus is covering the part. It was busy. I I don't think it was as busy as I'm used to as far as Florida busy.
Mm-hmm. But you also
But
go to
the
Florida in like
parks,
that prime summertime
yeah,
too.
the parks are also bigger, and so I don't know. I don't know what busy is
Yeah.
for Disneyland, but um, got the ride there. Like once you know Genie Plus, as much as people talk bad about it, I mean, it sucks paying for it or whatever, but we got on everything we wanted to except for a couple rides.
Mm-hmm.
And I really could have got on those rides if I really wanted to, but it just got late and I was tired.
Yeah. You do plenty of walking there. Not
It was
100
just
miles
that we were
walking,
up,
but-
like the wedding was the day before, so then you're up really late, and then we got up early to go into the park, and then you're there all day. So it just got long.
Yeah. You don't want to overdo it.
There you go.
There you go. See? Practice what we preach.
But we'll probably go back there. I don't know. Marnie was talking about either this summer. I think we're gonna go back, bring the girls to that one.
Yep. Have you heard all this? Have you done any of this like AI stuff at all, or no? You know what I'm talking about with the AI? Like, so there's this one that just launched this week. It's called Chat. I may be messing it up. I haven't done it, but like it's called Chat GRP, I want to say. But it's an AI engine. It's an artificial intelligence engine. You could say, you know, make me a pencil drawing of a rabbit riding a bicycle with an umbrella in the air. Boom. It just comes out. Like, I mean, people are like
On
writing.
your phone or
It's an app or it's a
No.
website. I don't know. Like you could say, write me a 2-player game where the object is this and in C plus and make it executable. Boom. It's like it's spitting out like there's somebody posted. I asked it to write me a song about like Kanye and whatever in like this format, and it just spit it out. It's like, and it even suggested what the melody should be, and like, I mean, it's super creative engine.
mm-hmm.
Sky's the limit. They've already in like less than a week, they've already got over 1 million new signups and subscribers.
Is it like
It's free.
free?
Yeah. But it's taking the thing we need to be careful about. So like I'm not doubting the capability of the artificial intelligence. Okay, there's a lot of AI that's running all over stuff to begin with. This is just for practical purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But what people need to be aware of is like when they go download these apps to do like funny faces or filters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When you like scroll up and hit I agree, do you know what you're agreeing to? Okay, here's what you're agreeing to. In order for the little filter to make a cartoon drawing of your face or give you, you know, emojis of you or whatever, it needs access to your camera. It takes metadata of you, your location, like your file names on your phone. It's like stuff that has nothing to do with what you're doing, but it has everything to do with you and your personal data. Now, it doesn't take the contents of the files, but it takes the file names. Now, how often are your file names what they are? Okay? So...
No name one. No
yeah.
name.
Image 28. So, but here's the thing. All that stuff, then they tell you paragraphs of what they do with it. That's user stuff. A lot of the search engine and the suggestions are based on locations you've been to, like things you've searched for, like everything that you've done that's in your phone. When you agree to these terms, when they literally like get all of it. It's not like you're just saying like whatever I use in this app. It's like, no, do you agree that you're going to give me all this stuff? And a lot of these things, country of origin comes to play. Like some of these things are like Israeli apps. A lot of them are Chinese apps. So what really ends up happening? Yes, TikTok is a big one. What really ends up happening is like a lot of your personal information, and I'm not talking about the details, like your name and stuff, but attributes related to you are now being captured. And for all practical purposes, just like how like these 23andMe and Ancestry and all that stuff, they end up getting access to census records and all the DNA tests that people do. That DNA test is not a single transaction. That DNA now lives on their library.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they can match things. That's where like now, like after there's like millions of these submissions, now they could be like, you submit something, they're like, we found some relatives of yours. There are people that with a certainty level that we believe are a match to you. What that means is the other entries have now belonged to them.
Yeah.
They're not going to give you the name of, Susie Allen, but they're going to tell you that there's a person 3 states over, 97% chance is your sister. And you're like, oh yeah, that's my sister. Right. But then you're like, I don't have a sister. It's like, well, you might have a conversation with your dad. Because, it's related to your dad. Right. It's like, I mean, there's a lot of information that could be told. So when they start doing even the little CAPTCHA thing where it says like, click on the Christmas tree or like find the traffic lights. It's not the puzzle. When you click on the thing and you hit check, what it's doing is, and look this up, I had to check it up myself. I was like, I don't believe that. When you look it up, when you do the thing and you're like, really, like computers can do everything, but they can't like figure out which one of these 3 is the bridge. Yes, it can. You know what it's doing? When you hit those 3 and you hit submit, during that process, it goes and checks user behavior on your phone, and it can tell if you're a person or a bot.
No.
And bots don't have like things they looked at on Amazon and like how many times they check the weather and like a lot of things that are going on, activity related on your phone that authenticate the fact that you are a person, not a bot.
Well, and so and it should be funny because my phone's up there, but I always feel like if you have Facebook open or any of TikTok, whatever, you say something, it will pop up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just because me and my neighbor one morning were talking and he goes, I'm thinking about putting turf in. And all day, he's like texting me all day long. He goes, I'm getting all these turf commercials.
And I get that they want to be proactive about this stuff. It's a little bit overdone, but I think it should be where if you want to listen in to the turf conversation and you're doing it already and apparently I agree to it, fine. But if I go to like a search and I'm like going to start looking at like how to put in artificial turf, it's like, no, but it's like if I start looking at like, hey, how much does it cost to change out the soil or whatever? Or like, hey, how much is new sod versus grass? Then like knowing that I've already had this conversation and stuff like that, now you have a huge degree of certainty that like this person's thinking about it. And I think they can do better at like ad placements of like other people like coming contact you like, hey, we do this, or like do it yourself options. Like that's where like a search engine could like help you. Like it's like, we think you're trying to make a decision here, but like here's some ways to make that decision. Somebody does it for you.
Right.
Here's like a kind of like a hybrid where like you buy the stuff, someone just does the labor, or like no, I want to do it all myself. Here's a YouTube of how to do it yourself. Right. Like I think like that would be useful, right? Like if where was it? I was looking at, like in one of my emails was the contact information of like a broker or someone. And then they had texted me saying, hey, can we talk tomorrow? I said, yeah, 4:00. Well, in my calendar, it had automatically put in a pending invitation, not from the dude. It wasn't in my email. It was Siri had blocked out 4:00, and it said, call this guy. And he had pulled his information out of the signature block from the email, even though the appointment was done through text.
Yeah.
And so the phone already, because it was going to remind me.
Right.
That like, hey, you should call this guy at 4:00. And I'm thinking, is there like a Google
Who's
Meet
watching?
or something? Who's that? Do I have a secretary? But so like
I made it.
That's useful, but it wasn't like overdone. But there's been times where like you get in the car, I plug in my phone so I can charge while I'm driving, and it's like, are we going to Chick-fil-A? It's like, no, we're not going to Chick-fil-A. Like,
Well, maybe.
maybe later. Not right now. I'm not going to Chick-fil-A. What do you think?
You want me to put
I
your
only
order
get out of the
out?
house to go to Chick-fil-A.
You want me to?
I'm going to go somewhere else that you don't know about. Is it Lowe's? Yes. Stop listening.
Well, what's interesting though, and we need to look into this AI thing because I think it could be helpful for business.
Oh, no, that's exactly what I was thinking about. I was like, because some people were saying, somebody said they asked it to give him like a search engine optimized, like an SEO. And they said, we've paid for SEO. This thing created stuff that was like already performing better. Like they were already seeing results, like metrics.
Well, I need you to send me the link because I'm actually trying to develop a slide for us and for something else. But I'm almost wondering if it would do it for me.
Just see what the suggestion is.
Right.
Yeah. Because even if as a creative idea, like we can take it from there.
Right.
Don't have to use it right away.
Right.
Yeah. But be careful, like, you know, like what you put in there, because they might already get the idea, you know? Because that's the thing. Everything you submit to it, the neural network is getting bigger and better.
I don't care if anybody uses it. It'll be public information anyway. It's just,
correct.
I don't have to go search for it.
Right. They're saying that this could really challenge Google.
Oh.
It's like the first time they're saying something that's like even better, because they're saying Google already uses the SEO and all that stuff, and it gives you a bunch of results based on, you know, whatever their algorithm is or whatever.
Right.
They're saying like this takes you to the end product. Like it's like
Boom.
boom, there it is. You know how sometimes you search for something and it just gives you the answer? Like you're like,
Yeah.
or like, you know, we talked about it, I think, on another episode where like you search for like a how-to and it goes you to that part of the video.
Yeah, it takes you.
I
to
love
like,
that.
And then now it's even smart enough. It'll just say, click here to see it, right?
Yeah.
And it'll just start out.
It's just
in
start
that
right at that clip. It's a bigger video, but
Right.
it's just that portion of it. So this is that. This is like just that part. And in fact, not just that part, and like just the illustration of it. Like if you wanted, I bet you could take a guided illustration out of a video and make like a how-to cartoon out of it. Step one, do this. Like, I bet you could, like on the still video from a video, make it like a, that could be a good sort of like, make an IKEA post, like IKEA how to assemble, you know, this.
Right.
And it would probably just have a blowout of all the parts with all the things that go into it. I don't know. It's super cool. Like, remember, I think it was in season 2, we were talking about that movie idea, which was based on just nothing but pre-existing clips.
Yeah.
I bet you this could find everything. If it can, it could just make it.
It'd
Like
make
the
it,
shot.
Yeah, it would make it for you.
Yes. But then it's like theirs. But like, I don't know. Like, cause I'm like thinking, like, remember we were going to search for, like, if I want a shot of like a helicopter going through, you know, a jungle, whatever. Well, either that exists or it could just actually render that for you. Like this. It's like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it now can be created.
Right.
So
It's crazy.
We'll have to take a look at that. Check it out. I'm not endorsing or sponsored by or whatever. I'm just kind of
But
curious
if you
myself.
want to,
Yes.
we're open to it. Hey, we'll make a commercial
we're
for it.
unrestricted free agents.
Yes.
At this point, not necessarily forever, but at
Right.
this point in the game,
We're not overdoing it yet.
no, just one sponsor. We're good. You know, we'll put it right here. We got spots right here. We got
Right.
spots right here.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. We'll
Right.
use it and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if we're not liking it, we'll tell you, and we won't dog it. We'll just scoot it.
With that, I bid you adieu.
We've been scooted. No bad reviews.